Good morning, guys. Welcome back to another Tesla Talk Tuesday. Oh, what a fine Tuesday morning in the Tesla. Heading off to work. Yeah, you know how it is. All right. Oh, wait for it. Oh, yeah. There we go. That's the good stuff right there. Welcome back, guys. Today I got a couple things, some pretty interesting things, I think. I don't know, we'll see. Anyways, let's start off with the fact that the Model 3, I think the longer range battery packs, maybe? I'm pretty sure it's the longer range battery packs. So basically most of the ones that are already out, because they obviously started with selling the long range battery packs, they actually got a 5% increase in power, which is pretty cool that you can just do a software update and add performance, which is essentially what the P85 is, aka what my car is. It's just a software update that allows you to use more of the energy in the battery pack to accelerate faster. So kind of going back to not being able to tune or modify your Tesla. Well, you could if you could hack the computer or, you know, have them put more output. But anyways, that's very interesting. So I think Elon said it's roughly a 5% increase in like performance or energy that you can use when accelerating. So given that information, pretty neat stuff. Maybe they'll bump my horsepower, but probably not. Now, as you all know from one of my videos and probably just the news last week, the Model Y was finally revealed. And well, like I said earlier in that video, I basically was like, yeah, it's gonna look exactly like the Model 3, just a little bit taller. Model 3 doors, Model 3 dash, and then kind of a Model X eggy look. Needless to say, that's pretty much exactly what it looked like. And so apparently at the end of the Model Y presentation, Apparently at the end of the Model Y presentation, they actually did a sneak picture of the Tesla pickup truck. And I think a lot of people missed it, probably because they were focused on the Model Y. I mean, I missed it too, but then again, the presentation ended, so I don't know. Either way, Elon Musk tweeted about it, and now there's some like predictive like renderings of what the Tesla pickup truck is actually going to look like. So I'm actually very curious to see what that is going to look like when it comes out, because Elon Musk keeps saying that it's going to have this like cyberpunk kind of look. Anyways, very interesting renderings. It's always interesting to see what other people come up with. We know that Elon Musk obviously released some drawings of like a pickup semi-truck with a pickup truck in the bed of that truck. So I think people are trying to figure out which one it's actually going to look like, what these lights are, whether the headlights, the taillights, and all that stuff. So anyways, everybody loves to speculate, everybody loves to guess, and well, obviously I have no insight, so if you guys think I'm clickbaiting because I have some sort of like secret knowledge, I never do. It's more just saying like, yeah, I'm speculating too, guys. I'm just guessing. Pretty excited to see that come out as well in the future. I'm guessing that will not come out until 2021, 2022, 2023. I mean, obviously they still have to get the Tesla Roadster 2.0 out. They still have to get the Model 3s that people have ordered out, and the Model Ys are now coming out in 2020. So, well, who knows what'll happen from there. So lots of stuff in the pipeline, and lots of stuff they still have to deliver on. I mean, it is really great to see like all these new cars that Tesla's coming out with. Sort of this whole push that Elon has sort of forced upon the other large car makers to come out with electric cars and even just hybrid cars. But interestingly, VW Audi Group, VW, whatever, Volkswagen, they recently came out. So a lot of these car companies, they pay lobbyists, like any other large corporations do, to you know, push for their best interests. And a lot of these lobbyists, what they do is they tried to hold back a lot of this car legislation that's forcing, you know, better fuel economy, aka better like EPA rated fuel economy for cars, force of hybrid cars or fully electric cars. And so these car companies are saying, oh yeah, we're going to be fully electric or all hybrid and electric by these dates. But in the meantime, they're still paying these lobbyists to come out and push to kind of hold down, you know, raising the minimum MPG or having like a certain amount of fully electric or hybrid cars in your lineup. And it's kind of contradictory. And what VW has just come out to say is that they are fully going all in on this electric thing. And I think part of that, I think the speculation is that part of that is obviously because of this whole Dieselgate scandal. You know, they were kind of on the opposite end of the spectrum where they claimed great gas mileage and less emissions in the environment, whereas they were actually really polluting the environment with some of their diesel vehicles. And obviously they've been forced to implement all of this Electrify America stuff. They've tried to come out with more electric cars. And I think that because of this, they've kind of had to do a 180, and it's a probably PR stuff too that they're doing this for. But either way, it is cool to see, and I think Tesla really helped start this and push this, and they're forcing these other car makers to come out with cars that actually have sufficient range, you know, can charge quicker, look good, performance wise are still on par with like sports cars that are out there, and all in the meantime it's helping to bring down prices of this technology and batteries and all that stuff. So this is pretty cool stuff that's actually happening right now. And it's neat to see another large company like VW but coming out and saying that they're going to make sure that they're not actively lobbying against what they're saying, and hopefully other car companies will do this as well. But only time will tell, and well, hopefully more electric cars will come to market. Hopefully Tesla will keep doing some awesome things and keep pushing other car manufacturers to do the same. So I'm pretty excited to see what there is in the future. I do love a good gasoline car. I mean, come on guys. A Lambo, absolutely phenomenal. Ferraris, absolutely incredible. I mean, you gotta love the engine noise, the aesthetics, the design. Obviously you can incorporate that stuff into electric cars, but the problem is a lot of manufacturers haven't. Like, look at the BMW i3, right? They came out with that car as its own standalone platform, all electric, and it looks terrible. I don't know why BMW did that. Like, the i8 looks great, and the BMW i3 just looks, I don't know why they did it. But anyways, just looking forward to see what else there is in the future. Yep, it's that time of the morning again. I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do, you know? It never gets old, guys. It really doesn't. It's so much fun accelerating on these cars, and to know that the battery and drivetrain are under full warranty for unlimited miles for like 3.5, 4 more years. Oh, it's phenomenal. It's just a peace of mind right there. Just floor it every single time you can. It's a blast. It honestly is. I mean, the P100D, I wish I had that car to accelerate every day, but any passenger in my car would hate me if they drove with me and I had such a P100D, because, oh my gosh, it's just so much fun. It's so much fun, guys. If you get a Tesla, I mean, what else you can do? You're going to floor it every single freaking time you get the chance to. It's awesome. It's absolutely awesome. Oh, I love this car. Love this car. Don't have to pay for the gas either. That's what's so incredible about it. It's all free. It's all free acceleration. Anyways, though, it is actually that time where I have to get to work because, as you can see, 7:43. So yeah, I'll be right back. I promise. Like 2 seconds, 1 second, half a second, and right back. I mean, the day just flies by, guys. But let's get out of here and we'll get to some more news. Just another gorgeous spring day. 64 degrees. I thought it was only supposed to be 50 degrees today. Anyways, I'll take it. Yes. So this morning I was actually talking about the Model 3 and how they did, they actually bumped the range. So my understanding is, after I read a couple more things today, is that they bumped the range from 310 miles to 325 miles on the long range Model 3s. I think it's only the long range Model 3s. I don't know if the range got bumped on anything else, but my understanding is just the long range ones. Also, they increased the performance of the Model 3 Performance ones by 5%. So my understanding is it's only the Model 3 Performance that got a bump in performance by 5%, and any long-range Model 3s by 15 miles. So that's still pretty sweet. And basically what happened is, I guess Elon Musk and the rest of the team at Tesla found that they were comfortable letting the battery drain a little bit more, and also the ability to increase the performance without having any long-term negative effects on battery degradation. So based on those factors, they were able to do a software update allowing you to get more range out of your car and also get more performance out of your car. Well, for some cars. But anyways, that is pretty sweet that they're able to do that. Good stuff. Now, in other news, Rimac, I believe it's Rimac, came out with a electric bike. It's like pedal assist for, I think the bike's called Grip, something like that. And basically it's like a pedal assist bike, and people went to Croatia to actually like test ride these bicycles. So in doing so, they basically had Samsung Galaxy like S8s attached to the handlebars, and it provides GPS information. There's cameras and sensors all over the bike, so you can kind of track, I guess, where you're riding. You can share that information with friends. You can see how they're doing. You can see how much pedal assist they're using. They can see how much you're using. So it's kind of like a real world Peloton, I guess, but better because it's an actual bike. And then if the battery ever dies, you can still just bike yourself. Wait for it, wait for it. Woo! It never gets old, guys. Sorry, I had to throw that in there real quick. What is that plate? Cave Dweller? Looking good. Anyways, so the last bit of news that I read about electric vehicles just in general was referring to, I believe it was New York City. So they obviously have like a fleet of vehicles that they use in their city. They were basically saying how operating a fleet of, they introduced a lot of electric cars into their fleet of vehicles, and these electric cars are significantly cheaper. I think they calculated that on a 10-year basis, even though these electric vehicles cost a little bit more up front, the overall costs are much less. I think the first thing that they looked at was just on like on a yearly basis. I think that electric cars, it costs them anywhere from like in the $100 range to $300 range to maintain and operate these cars, versus a hybrid vehicle, which was around $1,000, and then gas cars, which were around like $1,800 or more. And that's just due to the fact that you don't have to pay for oil changes, you don't have to like flush fluids as much, and then even things such as replacing brakes, because of the regen braking in these cars, the brakes don't wear out as often. And then also it came down to the fact that in the gas cars and even the hybrid cars, people were stealing the catalytic converters and the mufflers / exhaust systems from those cars and then reselling them. And obviously that's something they have to factor in. So they were finding that because there's nothing to steal on an electric car, they were also saving money there, because they didn't have to pay to replace those catalytic converters and exhaust and mufflers and whatnot, because there obviously aren't any on their electric vehicles. So it is pretty cool to see that these electric vehicles are, you know, not only helping the environment, but also much cheaper to operate and maintain when you have like a large fleet of vehicles. So very cool to see that and read about that. And well, that's obviously just going to push people more towards electric vehicles going forward. Now, there are going to be people that miss their gas-powered cars out there. Like, I obviously will too, you know. It's kind of like you don't get the same thrill. You don't hear the exhaust when you're accelerating. Although you do hear a different noise, and it is very interesting. But it's kind of like going to Formula E. Like it's a different noise, but it's still unique in and of itself. So it's just the, you know, the way things are changing. But it is sweet, and it's very cool. So I'm just curious to see how you know, these things further get implemented, and if it's something that, you know, more people can start to adopt as you know, the battery range gets longer, the charging gets faster, and the accessibility to fast chargers just continues to get better and better. Ooh, check out the Aston Martin right there. Not bad. Guy mowing the sidewalk. Also, there's a Bentley right back there, the second car behind that Porsche. There's a Bentley. I think that's going to wrap up Tesla Talk Tuesday. Yeah, that'll do it. But if you guys are enjoying this, please consider liking and subscribing. Until next time, I don't know, I think we're going to Katie's Cars and Coffee this weekend, I believe, down in Virginia. So if you guys want to come out and see the car, go for it. I'll probably be walking around. I'll be somewhere. But Katie's Cars and Coffee this Saturday. And until next time, guys, thanks for watching.